So the internet claims that FILMIC Pro will save everybody's problems with the iPhone and the DJI Osmo Mobile. Will it work? Let's find out. What's up everybody, I'm the Everyday Dad. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. I love gimbals. I love action camera gimbals. I love cell phone gimbals. I love camera gimbals. Gimbals are one of my favorite things. And I love them all, and I've had a whole bunch of them over the course of the last year in running this channel. Personally, I think that as cell phones get better and better, gimbals like this are gonna they're just gonna exponentially get better, because this is a fixed object that keeps your cell phone stable, whereas the camera in cell phones gets better like every 2 months there's a new cell phone camera out there. But there's a serious problem when it comes to using iPhones with a gimbal, and that's where the stabilization built into the iPhone fights and overreacts with this kind of stabilization. So when we're talking about stabilization, we're really talking about two different things. We're talking about electronic image stabilization, which is...
Excuse the crayon, I definitely screwed up doing this the first time, and we will be using it now in marker. So electronic image stabilization. So imagine, if you will, a big 4K image. So what electronic image stabilization does is it generally takes out a 1080p or lower quality frame out of that, which lets you take the shake out of a big image. So it tries to take a chunk of that video out and stabilize it that way.
And we're talking about optical image stabilization, which is...
Optical image stabilization is where something physically actually moves. So if you look at this very poor drawing of a camera, you can see most in-body stabilization for cameras happens when the sensor, the entire fixture of the sensor, moves around to take the shake out. And there's also lenses that have this built in too. So you can see that in most cameras this will be a 6-axis stabilization when it comes to optical, and that is how the iPhone's camera is stabilized.
So let's bring it back to the iPhone. Now the iPhone has stabilization built into this lens, and there's no way to turn off the optical stabilization. But what we're gonna see is, can FILMIC Pro disabling stabilization, can that help out? And since I've been sitting here, the blizzard has moved in. So we're gonna do a couple of tests. Hopefully you'll be able to see anything. We may have to do this again in a little bit, because, well, crap. So we survived the great Everyday Dad blizzard of 2017, and we're back in it. And I think we have pretty resoundingly debunked the myth that FILMIC Pro can save the iPhone stabilization when you're using a gimbal. Now don't get me wrong, I love both the DJI Osmo Mobile and I love my iPhone. They're both awesome pieces of gear. Unfortunately, they don't work together. There's just no way to disable this optical image stabilization without putting like some kind of magnet to hold it in place. Maybe we'll try that in the future, but as of now, myth debunked. Insert awesome explosion graphic here. But yeah, like I said, I love them both. Unfortunately, if you want to use a gimbal and not get that warping effect, you gotta get a different phone. I was using the Essential phone that we'll be reviewing the cheapest on here in the future today. And it works really well because it has an unstabilized camera. The image quality is pretty rough, so we'll talk more about that in the phone review itself. But for today, debunked. Hopefully this will stop all the I get so many comments telling me, well, just use FILMIC Pro and your stabilizing problems will be solved. No, it won't. We proved it. Boom. Well, hey everybody, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button down below. We do tech and review videos every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Well, hey, I'm the Everyday Dad. And if I can figure out that, unfortunately, a simple downloaded app is not gonna fix the problems between the iPhone and cell phone gimbals, you can figure it out. Thanks for watching.